Hello everybody, this is Bronislava for HandMadeRukodelky. Today's project is to knit nice thick socks. These socks are made from super bulky yarn and you can actually finish them in one day. Now you can go and knit along my video, but I also have or will have a free pattern on my blog, so you can head toward my blog and look it up. And although this is a very simple pattern, you can also make it your own. You could go and do little variations. If you knit along or if you follow my written pattern on my blog, please share your images. I would love to see your achievements. First we will cast on 24 stitches, and now I will knit my first row. So we will knit entire row, and as you know, I knit continental style, but you can knit English style. If you knit English style, then you're doing it this way, right? And there is actually a different, faster way to do it, which I really don't know how to do it, but on my blog I posted a little video of another lady, which is fantastic. So just go ahead to my blog if you want to learn faster way to knit English style. All right, I knitted my first row, and now I am going to switch to shorter double pointed needles. Okay, so I can knit in round, and all of you who like to knit with circular needles, you just go and put it on circular needles with long cord, okay, that long string between the needles. And we need to knit in a round, so we will go and do this. Okay, like this, not twisted, not twisted. And now we will connect it into a circle here. And my little trick over here where I always twist this cast on stitch, and then I knit this and this together, because otherwise we would have an extra stitch there. Okay, so that's my little trick. And now I will knit again entire row. Okay, so this is our second row. And by the way, this is a super bulky yarn, and this super bulky yarn requires size 9mm needles, but I'm knitting with 8mm needles. Okay, so I finished my second row, and I will knit again third row. So let's knit third row. And again, if you're knitting English style, you knit your English style, okay? Just knit entire row. Okay, so I'm finished with my 3 rows, okay? And this is going to give us like a rolled up edge. And now I will knit 1 and purl 1, entire row, okay? And I will do 10 rows where I will knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, okay? When I'm finished with this row, I will do 9 more rows of knit and purl stitches, which is knit and purl ribbing, okay? Okay, and for people who knit English style, I just will do a demonstration of knit and purl, knit and purl, and knit. Now the yarn has to go back. Okay, knit and purl stitches. Okay, You just have to go back and forth with the yarn in the, yarn in the front for your purl stitch, yarn in the back for your knit stitch. It's too much work for me. So, and I will continue in my continental style. I'm finished with my 10 rows, okay? And now I will knit 2 more rows. So now we will just knit. We will not do knit and purl, we will knit 2 rows. So after I finish this row, then I will knit 1 more row. Okay, so since I am finished with my 15 rows, I will start knitting a heel, okay? In order to do that, we need to split 24 stitches into 2 halves. So I will need to have 12 stitches on my needle where I will be forming the heel, and then 6 and 6 stitches on these needles, okay? So it's kind of easy to knit. If you're knitting on circular needles, then you just need to put a marker and knit back and forth, okay? So I will go and move my stitches. So here I have 8, yes. So I still need 4 more stitches over here on this needle. There are not enough stitches on this needle, so I'll just move them from this needle. Okay, so I need to move 2. So I have 6 stitches here, 6 stitches here, and 12 stitches here. And I will be working now only on this needle, not on these 2 needles, okay? So what I will do is I will knit all the way to this end except our last stitch. So we will knit 11 stitches. Knit 11 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, now we will leave this stitch on this needle. We will turn around and we will slip this last knitted stitch over here on this needle, okay, and we will purl all the way to this last stitch, and we will not purl this last stitch. So it means we will purl, this is gonna be our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, okay? So 9 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Now we will turn around again. We have 1 stitch over here. We will slip this stitch purlwise, okay, and we will not knit these last 2 stitches. So we need to knit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So we will knit 8 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Now we will turn around and we will again slip this stitch and knit until last 2 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 7 stitches, and we have 2 left. over here on this side now. We turn around. We will do this again. We will slip one stitch, and now we will knit until we have three stitches left. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now we will turn around. We will slip this stitch, and we will purl till we have 3 stitches left over here. Okay, so this is going to be our 1 purl, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 more, 5. Okay, so now we have 3 stitches and 3 stitches in here. One more time. Okay, so we will slip this stitch and we will knit until we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we will knit 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. We will turn. We have to do this one more time. On this side we have to have 4 stitches now. Okay, so we will slip this stitch and we will purl 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and we have 4, you see. Okay, now we have to go and slip this stitch, but let me go and explain something to you now. So now we will start adding the stitches, these stitches. Okay, so we need to add this 4th, 1, 2, 3, 4th stitch, 4th from this side. Okay, we need to add it back to, because we didn't knit this one last time, so we will need to knit it again. Okay, and then we will add this one, and then we add on the way back this one. Okay, so we're just adding stitches back now. Okay, so we will slip this stitch and knit 1, 2, 3. Okay, we have those 4 stitches which we need to go and add this one, and look how big gap we have in here. So what I usually do is I just pick one stitch. Okay, I pick this stitch right below the last one here. I go and I pick it and I add it to that 4th stitch to close the gap, and we will knit this stitch. Okay, now we will turn around. We will slip it, and we will purl stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now we have those 4 stitches in here left, right? And we need to add this one. So again, I will pick one stitch in here. Okay, one bump. You see this bump over here? I will pick it up and I will purl these 2 together. Okay, now we will turn around. We will slip this stitch. Okay, and now what we need to do is we need to knit all the way to here and add our 3rd stitch. Okay, so we will knit all the way to the big gap. See, now look how big gap we have in here. So what we will do is we will pick a stitch over here. Okay, and we will knit that 3rd stitch from that side. We'll just knit it together. Okay, and we will turn around. Now we have 2 left in here, but we still have 3 over here, right? So we will turn around, and again we will slip this stitch okay, and we will purl all the way to the big gap before the third stitch that we need to add. You see, this is gonna be our big huge gap. This is our back gap, and look, we have 3 stitches. We need to add this third stitch. We will pick up one of these bumps, purl this, okay, turn around, slip, and we will go and add this second one, okay? So we will knit all the way to the big gap, knit all the way to the big gap, one more, pick up that one, okay, we pick it up, we knit them together, and we have 1 left here. We still have 2 left over here on this side, so we need to do the same thing. So we will go and slip this stitch, and now we just go and purl to the big gap again. That means to the right before 2 stitches at the end. Okay, we will purl all these stitches. Look how nicely it's coming out. You see, I have 2 stitches, so I still have to go and pick up my bump and purl. Okay, and we still have to add this one on the way back. So we have to do it, we have to add this one and then this one, okay? So we turn around, slip the stitch, knit all the way to the big gap, all the way to the big gap. Look at that. Okay, we have big gap. Now we will go and pick up that stitch and knit this, and we added all the stitches on this side. We still have to add 1 more stitch on this side. So let's go back. So again, we will slip this stitch, okay, and then we will purl all the way to that 1 stitch. This is the easiest way to make your heel. That's what my mom taught me. And we need to pick up the bump, this one, this bump. Okay, so I picked up the bump and I purled both stitches together. Okay, and we added all our stitches. Now we should have 12 stitches back on my needle. So now what I will do is I will knit all these stitches, and I will have a gap in here, so I will pick up one of these stitches. I'll show it to you. Hold on 1 second. Let's go and do that, okay? And then I'll do the same thing. I will have a gap in here, so I will have to go and pick up a stitch there. So we will just slip this stitch right now, okay? We're not gonna knit it, and because we knitted it on the way back when we were purling, okay? And now we will knit all these stitches. We will knit all 11 remaining stitches. Okay, we'll knit this one. And now, since we have a big gap over here and we don't want it, so I will pick this stitch right here, okay, and I will, let me see, this stitch, we'll pick this stitch and we will knit that stitch, those 2 stitches together, okay. Let me push this Okay, now we will knit all these stitches all the way to the end, to the last one. And let me see, yes, I will probably, yeah, let me see how we're gonna do it. Sometimes I forget and I have to refresh my memory if I don't do my socks for a while. Okay, so I knitted this one, so we will now pick a stitch. We can pick this stitch right here. Look, one more time, okay, this one. We'll pick it, put it in there, and we will knit these two together now. And we will close the gap. Okay. Okay. So, and now we're starting basically the foot. So now we have the heel right here, look. Okay. And right now we will go and, hold on one second. We will create a foot going this way, and then we will finish with a tip, okay? So now what I will do is I will knit as many rows as I need to all the way to my little toe, okay? And when I am finished with that, I will show you how I will decrease, or decrease for our toe area, okay? So you also knit all the way to your pinky, and if you have long feet and you don't have enough yarn, you can go and combine the toe area with a different color of the yarn, okay? But I know that my my skein is going to last for, it's going to be enough for both socks. I've done these socks for me already once, so I know it's going to be enough, okay? As you see, I knitted 22 rows, okay? And that is actually reaching to my little toe. And now I am ready to start decreasing for the toe. And this is how we will do it. We will knit these first two stitches together, okay? Then I will knit to the last two stitches on this needle, which is, let me see, so I knitted these two together, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we will knit 8 stitches. 8 stitches, and now we will slip, knit twice, slip, knit twice, okay, and then knit through the back loop, knit through the back loop. Okay, now we will do the same thing over here, except we will first do it on this needle. We will do knit 2 together, then we will knit 8 stitches, okay, and on this needle we will slip, slip, knit last 2 stitches, okay? So knit 2 stitches together. So knit these 2 stitches together. Okay, now knit 8 stitches. Four more stitches. Okay, and now we will slip, slip, and knit through the back loop. Okay. Now we will knit 1 row. Now we will repeat our decreases again, okay? We will knit 2 stitches together, Oops, I'm losing them. One more time, knit them together. Okay, now we will knit 6 stitches, 5 and 6, and we will slip, 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 slip knitwise, right, and then knit through the back loop. Let's go and do it English style, okay? So we will knit 2 together. Now we will knit 6 stitches. I'm getting tangled over here. Okay, so that's 3 more stitches we need to knit. All these needles poking everywhere. Okay, and now I need to slip knitwise, insert this needle back in and knit through the back loop. Okay. Okay, and now we will just knit entire row again. Okay, you see how much easier it is really to knit continental style. You don't have those needles all over the place. Or you basically knit with a with circular needles, right? Okay, back to my continental style. Okay, we will decrease one more time. Okay, so we will knit 2 stitches together, knit 4 stitches, slip knitwise, knit through the back loop, knit 2 together, okay, knit 4 stitches, slip, knit them together through the back loop. Okay, and so now what we need to do is we will put these 3 stitches from this needle onto this needle, and we will do a Kitchener stitch. And it's only 6 stitches on each needle to do Kitchener stitch, okay? So it's not really that much. So what I usually do is I usually do like 4 lengths of this. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4 lengths, a little longer, okay? And I will cut, I'll cut my yarn. So I do Kitchener stitch this way. I know that I have to always start with this one with going purlwise, okay? Go purlwise here, and then I go knitwise here, and then I have to go knitwise here and purlwise here, okay? So remember, purlwise always the first stitch in the front under these 2 needles, knitwise in the back needle, knitwise, okay? And we don't take them, the first stitches, we don't take them down just yet. Now we have to go back to them and do this one, knitwise, take it down, and purlwise on the front. Okay. Now we need to do this one purlwise, and knitwise. Knitwise stays in the back. Okay. So we took down the purlwise, and again we need to do knitwise, take it down, and purlwise. And now we have to do purlwise, take the purlwise down, and knitwise, and that one stays. Okay, and again knitwise, down, purlwise, stays. Now purlwise, take it down, and knitwise in the back, and that stays. Now we need to do again knitwise and purlwise, purlwise and knitwise. Knitwise and purlwise, purlwise and knitwise. And the last one, this finishes with knitwise and this finishes with purlwise. Okay, and we're done. Now we just need to go and weave in our ends, and we are having a nice fat sock for size 7.5. Okay, 7.5, and it probably can even stretch to 8.5. Okay, so now I just will weave in my ends. So here we are, finished with our sock. Now all you need to do is make your second pair, and that's it. Thank you so much for making this world a much better place. Thank you for sharing my videos, commenting, and I will see you another time.